All right, we're going to start by, or continue on, I should say, with the disassembly of the machine. We're going to take apart the apron, as you can see. So without further ado, taper pin removal time. Tim's going to be like the surgical helper. Scalpel.
Drip yeah, drip.
Pin punch. Let me see, actually.
I have these ones too.
One of the viewers left a very good comment about backing all your, you know, like when you're punching pins out on shafts, like to support it. So
yeah, I read that as a really good suggestion.
We'll use this thinner one and just follow it through. Believe it or not, sometimes it's better to use a smaller hammer because that big hammer is kind of hard to control. Alright.
Ball beans are my favorite.
So that's a taper pin.
Oh, knuckle bust.
Here's the wheel that I'm not going to be using because I bought a replacement one with a spinner handle, but that's the piece. Next we'll take off this drain plug.
I don't think we have one that small.
Yeah.
That looks like a 1/4 or 3.
While Tim's grabbing a different wrench, I'll just unscrew this Git oiler. This is for filling the reservoir.
I think you might be able to use that one to unscrew that guy too while you have it.
So there's your drain plug. This one?
Will fit around it. Because I've used wrenches that are deep enough that you can, yeah.
Look at that. I learned something else again. It's every time you're here.
I wish I remembered that last time.
There's always a learning thing. We got to keep a running tab of the things that I'm learning, actually.
Well, me too. Both of us.
I promise when we reassemble all this, we're going to be talking. I'm going to have the parts sheet right in front of me to address these parts by their proper name. I would say that this is the hand wheel shaft. Yeah, this one can't come out yet. We have to remove the worm to get at this one. So let me get the rest of the handles off. We'll actually take these half nuts off. So this is a 5/8 nut. What I would like to do, my plans for this lathe are to get a new lead screw, new half nuts. You know, I got new lead screws for the cross feed and for the compound. So basically, wherever I can get something new, I'm going to get new.
I find that repairing the journal that goes through here or rebushing it for the original journal is worth it in terms of the overall feel of the machine for the hand wheel shaft. And then same for the rack gear. You can find, these are pretty common, this rack gear, and replacing those with a really good condition one, if yours isn't in good condition, does a ton for eliminating slop.
Oh, I bet. Ah, there we go. You have to pull this down to get to the taper pin. Yikes. This is going to be
tight.
It's very tight. It's about as best as I could get it. Boom.
It's gone right here.
Oh, it came out completely. Yeah. I'm looking like, where is it? Success. All right, here's our feed change, or
and that plunger can be disassembled as well.
This is not a feed change lever.
No, that's a gear selector. It's for longitudinal feed, cross feed, and neutral.
Yeah.
I don't know what you would call it though.
We will call it the right thing when we reassemble.
We will know eventually.
All right, this is a locking screw that's going to hold this cross feed gear, the shaft. Now this should knock out. But we can't get this off again until we get rid of, until we get that off. So let me take apart now the clutch.
Pull the sump off first. Let's look at the other side, because I think you have to
do something.
Yeah.
So here's our sump cover. Filthy.
That worm is.
All right, so we have a little tiny clip in here that we're going to take out, like a little retaining clip. Man, it's very weak too. It's a little tiny retaining clip. There's the pin right there.
Got it?
Yeah. Now these are not taper pins, these are just little straight stud pins.
It's direct, I can see that's directly on top of the key, so you probably should remove the key first.
The key should just slide out, or push out I should say.
You want to hit it down?
Yeah. Alright, so the key comes next, it's a little keyway. This is the thing that drives the lead screw. Well, it adapts the lead screw with the worm.
For when you're in longitudinal feed.
Yeah.
When you have the half nuts engaged, it's driving off of the threads of the lead screw, not the slot.
Now this, I'm not worried so much about supporting it because it's very light. Famous last words.
There it is.
Yeah. Alright, it's out.
Magnet trick.
There's the little pin. You know, I used that magnet trick, was it today?
It's really invaluable.
When I was working on my lathe.
If you drop a screw somewhere and you can't actually access it, but you can see it, magnet trick.
Yeah, like you know, like maybe angle it down or something, because I'm gonna hit it that way.
I think it came loose.
Are you serious?
I think it did.
Holy crap, it did. Alright, that was a royal pain, but there you go. The retaining collar.
Yeah, I mean, even channel locks wouldn't have really helped because it was the worm that was hard to hold.
Yeah. Now
we should be able to unscrew the worm at this point.
Yep.
Interesting factoid about worms and worm gears. The worm itself is called a worm. It is not called a worm gear. The worm gear is the mating gear to the worm.
Oh yeah?
Yep. So,
I knew you could do that.
Nice.
It's just, you know, this thing is, the clutch basket is not cooperating. So sometimes you got to give it a little tiny bit of,
that right there.
a little bit of love. You got to do this. Alright, so we have to take the half nuts out now. And we did unscrew them, so I think that's just a matter of popping these out. Yep. Alright, number one is out.
I don't consider wear on a half nut to be as big of a deal as wear on a lead screw.
Now this one looks a little bit more, but I mean, just look at the buildup of gunk. Alright, the worm is out. This guy right here.
Looks like I just slid him out. Yep.
Alright, that's your half nut engaging lever. Done.
Now I will say one thing.
Oh, look at that.
You are lucky because it was aligned with that. I was watching it as it was coming out.
So there's a spring-loaded little pin in here that locks it in place.
Yep. That travels within this groove here. And we just happened to punch it out right in this notch.
Strategically.
Yep. Actually, that was pure luck.
Alright, we're gonna try to get this guy off here now, but it was before, it was kind of giving me some problems, so I don't know how well it's gonna play ball.
Is it reverse threaded?
You know
it would
what?
make sense that it would be.
I think you're right. Yep.
There you go.
And I should know better. Shame on me. I've done this twice already now with these star. This is my third star clutch. So here it's reverse threads. So you gotta tighten it to unloosen it.
To loosen it. If you were unloosening it, you'd be tightening it.
And then you take the star off regular. It has regular threads.
Makes sense.
All right, we have the clutch basket here. And we have these kind of angled pinch plates. It's not like a traditional set of interlocking discs. This is a different mechanism. It works just as good though.
Do all 9s have that mechanism?
I think so. I believe so. I mean, the 9 that I did had it, and this 10K has it. So that's spring loaded.
Yeah.
Well, actually, yeah. See, that comes out.
Oops.
So you got a couple of little studs there that retain the spring here. That's it. Just a little sticky. That's what it looks like. And then here is the clutch basket. It doesn't put the lotion in the basket, it puts the basket in the bin. There you go. I'm here all week.
That's good. Classy.
So now we got to drive out this one little shaft here, which will allow us to get this rack gear. I believe this is the rack gear.
Is there a set screw on the bottom?
Yeah. It's an Allen.
It is amazing for such a small machine. It has a very sophisticated and complex amount of
ingenuity.
Yeah, engineering, and I mean, I really do enjoy the fact that South Bend 9 lathes are mini versions of a tried and true style of making a lathe.
They've been around a long time, these 9s. A real long time. So yeah, little set screw here. Right, little set screw into the bucket. Now this shaft will come right out. That's it. Shaft and gear into the bin. This one has a ring, but we'll get the shaft out first.
You don't have to remove the ring. You can fully degrease it with the ring on there.
Yeah, I will take it off though. There's something about having to take this thing apart to every last nut and bolt.
All the way.
Yeah, everything has to come apart. No, but I want to inspect it and polish this up, and to get the felt. The felt was kind of stubborn, so there she goes. Here is the gear. Look at this thing. It's that shoulder. I think, is that shoulder all just grease?
No.
All right, no, it's just coated with it, but this is filthy. All right, we got one more gear, my good man. And that's this guy right here, which should come right out.
Ah, very nice.
And then we have this is the lockout mechanism. So when you're...
It's a cam, right?
Yeah. And what this cam does... Yeah, it basically pushes this lock right into here, which locks the half nuts, so you can't engage the half nuts while you're feeding.
Rotated 180.
That's right. For a second there, I'm like, now how am I going to get this out? Do it to it.
Am I touching?
Hold on. Yeah, go ahead, go now. Oh, wait. Just straighten it. It's funny, it's gotta be
It's like zero clearance.
Yeah, it has to be perfect. Try that. Okay. And there it is, the lockout cam. I'm probably calling it something wrong, but oh, it's got to go out the other way.
Probably the most complicated subassembly. The apron.
Yeah.
Gearbox has a lot of gears, but it's pretty straightforward. There's an order of operations, and reassembling it is you have to put your thinking cap on.
The one nice thing about this, it doesn't have a big complex wicking system like the 10s though.
And bigger.
Yeah, and the 13 and the 10 is literally identical. Just one is a little bit upscaled. Yeah. This was real. I remember this was fairly easy.
So
one nice thing, I you know, again, you just got to take my word for it. I'm not going to get up and zoom it, but this oiler right here, the half nut oiler, right? It's a little down tube. You want to put your hand here, like this, right under it.
Yeah.
It's literally clogged.
Yeah. And this is totally dry.
Right? It's almost like sawdust.
Yeah, I think it is sawdust. Which would explain why the oil is turned into such a mud-like grit, because sawdust is just terrible on a machine.
There's one more set screw I'm finding right here. It's got to be the one.
There's also a flathead slotted set screw.
Is it? I missed one? Alright. Yeah, this is going to retain. This is a little stud that hold right here. This is the stud that holds the threading dial.
Do you have a threading dial?
I do not. I got to get one.
Yeah, for sure. You're going to want one. This will be a great lathe for single pointing threads.
Yes. This is good. Look, this is going to be, in case anybody doesn't know the plans for this machine, I know I've said that it's a second operation machine and, you know, all that jazz, which it is. And it's going to be also just a machine for you know, just for simple machining jobs and stuff like that. Anyway, I'm going to be going totally old school with this lathe. This is going to have a leather belt on it. It's going to have a lantern tool post. I'm going to run all high-speed steel. Totally old school.
Inside of it is a spring, so capture that spring.
Oh yeah. Can you get it?
Because you already removed the. It has to come out.
Oh wait, I think.
Is it a spring?
Yeah, there.
Yeah,
it is.
there.
So really, what this does is it pushes that little plunger that holds the half nut engagement lever, kind of like a detent.
Let's not lose this either.
Oh yeah. All right. Well, that's it for the apron. The apron is now done, and we'll put the casting over here. Here's the other half nut.
Tailstock.
We got the tailstock to do and the chuck, and the chuck is right in front of me. The tailstock is right in the drawer over
Let's do the tailstock next.
Yeah. Let's talk a little bit about this tailstock. This is I bought this on eBay because the tailstock that came with the machine basically just had the casting and the binder. It did not have a nut. It didn't have a quill. It didn't have a screw. It didn't have a quill. It didn't have a handle. Or a dial or anything. So it was pretty, it's basically just the casting. So we'll start by taking out the binder. This is just the binding lever.
Well, you remember the name of that.
Yeah.
Binder. I would not have called it a binder.
It binds the quill. So we'll take out we're taking out the screw, the bolt that attaches it to the bed. All right, now we have another taper pin. Yay. Yay for taper pins, we like them. God, everything is so filthy. These rags here are done for tonight.
While he's doing that, I'm pulling out.
Yeah, I'll grab this one on this side too. This is the
alignment, right? Tailstock alignment screws.
Yeah, they kind of turn on each other. You
can use those to create a taper without a taper attachment, or but what they're really there for is adjustment of the tailstock to center. Small?
I think I got it. This should be. You know what's nice about this taper pin is it actually it's so far down that I can stick the pin in and it won't come out. And this is pretty solid here. And there she comes. So there's the pin.
There's a nut on the back or no?
No.
Okay. On the bigger ones there is a nut.
So what I'll do is I'll tighten this, and there we go.
Oh, brilliant.
Let's take off the dial now.
There it is. There will probably be a brass shoe at the bottom of that.
Yeah. Pretty South Bend standard. So like Tim said, there's a little tiny brass shoe.
If you lose the brass shoe, they're easily made as your first lathe project.
Yeah.
Now,
just loosening it a little bit. Alright.
You should be able to keep going.
Just want to give it like a little reversal because this is...
Shouldn't it pop out if you keep screwing it, or do you have to remove that nut?
I want to remove the nut, but no, this should come right out. But it's bound.
Probably because we were hammering on it.
Because Tim was hammering on it. This is his fault and his fault only.
I will take the blame on this. See, that's
there
loose.
We go.
Yeah.
So there's our quill, the tailstock.
That quill is actually in pretty good condition.
Oh yeah. There's not a scratch or a scrape or a mark on it.
Yeah, pretty
Except, you know, everyone you'll see the little score line right over here, which represents the center line, which people use to align tools.
Really?
You'll see that on almost everyone.
That's a center line for aligning a tool?
Yeah, people scribe them in there. Now, this is a two-piece binder. See, you know, this guy just pops up. And the other one is now evacuated. This should prove to be successful.
Well moved. And crushed your finger. That was on there.
And it still is, and my finger is really hurting. I am letting the explicits fly in my head right now. Oh, does that hurt? Man, it came right down. I just pinched it.
On the bottom.
I don't know if you could see it, and there's like a little line. God, who tightens this like this?
That was really on there. It's a knurled for a reason. It's supposed to be more or less hand tight.
Oh God. Just give it a little love tap. Alright, so here's our knurled nut. We got a little wick right there. Tailstock wick. And this screw looks damn good. Look at that. When I screw it back into the quill, feel that there's hardly any, if any, backlash whatsoever.
Yeah, that's good. The
For a tailstock, right? Tailstock wipers. These are the little retainers, and it holds the felt wipers. There's the other wiper. This one, this little bracket. It's so funny. My hands are so black. They're camouflaging like the parts, but you can see there's like a little pin that sticks up. Go ahead.
Flip it around.
Yeah, keep going. It's just right out. You're right.
Yeah, that guy.
So here's the bottom.
Are there any shims?
No shims.
Okay.
And the bottom has, oh my God.
It's no wear.
The bottom has no wear.
Yeah.
All you're seeing right there, it looks like there's wear because there you could see like a little dark channel and a little dark line, but all that is just, it's dirt. You could see. Now I could get to the, all right, we got the oiler cup out.
The little regular Gits cups or oil covers are fine to bang up, but these ones I feel like are harder to find.
Yeah. All right, there you have it. Tailstock casting. Done. Last but not least, the little baby chuck. Look at how cute this is. 3 screws, Tim. Think it'll be this easy?
That one was even easier.
2 down, 1 to go.
A little hit to separate it.
Yep, look at that.
Oh, wow. Never seen that. Oh my gosh. That's probably the original grease.
Yeah, I mean, you could see how it's dried out and it looks kind of like caramel. But beautiful shape. I mean, the teeth are all excellent. They don't look worn. There's some grease in there. Oh, you know what I failed to do?
Yeah, I saw that.
So we're just removing the jaws now. Whereas people from Philadelphia would say jaws.
Or if you're from Boston, it would be jars.
Jars. Like Greg Halligan. Greg's from Boston.
Oh yeah, strong Boston accent.
Yeah.
Listening to his YouTube videos.
When he was here, he came up to visit me.
Oh, that's cool.
A month ago, maybe 2 months ago.
Wow.
Yeah, he bought a South Bend 13. Or I don't know if Greg bought it or got it at like a really good like giveaway deal or something, but he got his hands on a South Bend 13. He's restoring his right now too. So
oh, awesome.
If you want to see a 13 in action, go see Halligan 1...
Halligan 1 something, 152.
Something, but just search Halligan's shop.
Yeah,
Halligan shop or
shop.
workshop or something. Anyway, that's Greg, and he does good work too. He's got a great channel. He's a big South Bend guy like myself, and he's got my good looks. Everybody.
He's like your brother.
Everybody constantly mixes us up.
That's funny.
They call him Brad and me Greg, and
yeah.
how many times I have to say I'm not Greg?
That's funny. I can see that.
But yeah, when he was here, I was telling him he had a funny accent. All right, we're trying to get the scroll out now. And here it comes.
Okay.
You know what? Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
All right, so this is a whole complicated, you know, without the jaws aside, it's 4 pieces. So that's it, guys. We're done with the apron, the chuck, and the tailstock. Next week, being that we're very close to Christmas, I'm going to probably take apart the bed myself in just my spare time. But next Wednesday, I think, is going to be the day that we're slated for the undercarriage.
Yep, undercarriage, big assembly. It's heavy, and a lot of times there's bearings pressed in there that do not want to come out. So 2 hands or 4 hands will definitely help with that one.
Yeah, definitely. It's not looking forward to that.
But then after that
will be a good episode.
Yeah, and then after that, degreasing during that, and after that, over to paint.
Yeah. The degreasing, I do want to, you know, discuss that a little bit. All right, it's cold out here. It's pretty much freezing. I have a little bit of reservations about setting up a electrolysis tank. I think I do because of the open flame heater over there. We have a gas heater, and that does produce hydrogen.
Yes. Which it does, and so I would caution everyone to never use electrolysis, but
couldn't we do the electrolysis at your place?
Well, I mean, my personal experience with electrolysis is that when you're using it, there is spark when you ground out your items, and I've never had an explosion. But yeah, I do have electrolysis at my place set up.
I can also bring my tank too.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing you have to remember is that whatever you do with electrolysis, you need to give it a few days. Right, so long as we can put all the parts in, and I got a decent sized tank that you know, we can show the viewers when we're over at my house. But we can fit a lot of parts there, and if you want, bring your tank over there or whatever else. But I wouldn't be, personal opinion, I wouldn't be too worried about running it. Again, I'm cautioning everyone not to use electrolysis, but I don't think it produces a ton of hydrogen gas myself.
I don't know.
We'll let the chemist decide.
Yeah, you know what? Leave some comments. This ought to be good.
Yeah, I'm curious to hear what everyone else's opinion is.
I don't know. I think I'm going to show up with a basket of parts and be like, you know what? I'm here, dude.
I always worried about it. I just don't worry about it anymore.
But you don't have a flame heater in your basement.
But that's contained, right? Yeah, well, you're right.
Hydrogen's a gas.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, my house explodes and Tim's like, sorry, dude. All right, that's it for now. We'll catch you guys on the next one. Thank you.
Thank you.